Lesson 17, page student 94, equations involving factored expressions. Solve each equation for x. Well, we're pretty good at this stuff. X minus 10 plus 10 equals 0 plus 10. 0 pair right here, so x is going to equal 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. Yep, very good. Next one, x divided by 2 plus 20 minus 20 equals 0 minus 20. That means x over 2 equals negative 20. All we need to do to find the answer is multiply both sides by 2. And we get x equals negative 40. Let's think about that. Negative 40, half of negative 40 is negative 20. Negative 20 plus 20 is 0. Very nice. And the key here in this thinking is these zeros. We're going to take this and we're going to put it here. Demanding Dwight insists that you give him two solutions to the following equation. X minus 10, that quantity, which is the one we looked at here. If we think about it, we could put a parentheses around this. And if we look at x divided by 2 plus 20, that's the one we have here. So if either one of those were 0, we'd get a 0. And so if you think about it then, for this first parenthesis, if x equals 10, then 0 times whatever this is, it doesn't even matter, 0 times anything is 0. And then if we go back in again and we take this guy here, we know if we put negative 40 in here, we're going to get a 0. So even with negative 40 in here, if we put negative 40 in, let's just think about what would happen if we did that. If we put negative 40 here, and we multiply it times negative 40 over 2 plus 20 equals 0. Well, we've already said that, negative 40 minus 10. Forgot about that part. Oh, sorry, I was trying to be neat, but there you go. Anyway, you can see here what we have is we get negative 50, and then this was 0. We already proved it up here. Negative 50 times 0 is 0. So what we find out is that x could be 10 or it could be the negative 40. Either one of those two. If either part of this product is 0, then the whole thing is 0, and that's what we're looking for. Now Dwight's gotten even more demanding. He's decided that we should give him 5 solutions. And if we look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible correct solutions. So it's, it's a possibility. We already know x minus 10 needs an x equals 10. We solved that before, so there's 1. And over here, we know this takes a negative 40. So if x equals negative 40, we're good also here. Now all we have left to do is unravel the rest of this mess. So quickly, 2x plus 6 equals 0. That means 2x plus 6 minus 6 equals 0 minus 6. 2x equals negative 6. Dividing by 2, both sides by 2. What we're going to get is we're going to get x equals negative 3. So now, so far we have 1, 2, 3 answers. We need 5. Let's tackle this one. X squared minus 36 equals 0. Well, okay, x squared minus 36 equals 0. We'll add 36 to both sides. Plus 36, plus 36, and we get something that we're fairly familiar with. X squared equals 36. If we square root both sides, we're going to get the square root of x squared. That gives us x, and then the square root of 36. Now, I want you to think about how many answers there are, and I want you to think about what they are. And yes, if you got plus or minus 6, you're right. Well, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. We've fulfilled our requirement. We have 5 answers, and that's what demanding Dwight wanted. But it says, do you think there might be a 6th solution? Well, we have not examined the x squared plus 10, so let's think about that. X squared plus 10 equals 0. That means we'd have to subtract 10 from both sides. Plus 10 minus 10 equals 0 minus 10. When we do that, we get x squared equals negative 10. And if we try to take the square root of both sides, we hit the uh-oh, because remember, there's nothing that makes 10, there's no square root of 10 that would give us a negative number. It's not, first of all, 10 isn't even a square number, and then secondarily, we'd have to either do 2 negatives or 2 positives, which we can't do, so there's no solution to this one, which means there is not a 6th solution. Now, the key to the success that we had with this is that everything had to equal 0. When you were a kid, A times B times 0 times D equaled 0. I loved questions like this when I was a kid, because if 0 was in a sequence of multiplication, I was set. It was 0. 3 times 2 times 16 times negative 9 times 0 times 1. Oh, I can stop thinking about it. I have a 0. And that's exactly what was going on up here. As long as any one of these was 0, our answer would be 0. So that's just kind of the principle of what we're dealing with, and it's a nice principle.